another the Chainlink Wyckoff technical analysis session, and let's quickly dive into the charts and see is Chainlink really peaked and showed climax already, because that would be quite disappointing for those that are very bullish. So in this chart previously we have asked the question, has the buying climax already happened back in here? Because the way that it happened, that there was very high trading volume and we saw a cross over here, this meaning there were quite a bit of selling but also quite a bit of support from there. So there were people pushing the price down to below the blue key level, and then eventually also people pushing it back up along this dashed yellow line. That's the upward support for the past 3 weeks, started early or beginning of August. And now that it has fallen through this upward trend line, and it would become the resistance going forward. So this week, what the candle is demonstrating is very critical, because it's showing us that the price isn't following this uptrend anymore. So in order to establish a new uptrend, we need more bulls to come in, and as of now it doesn't look like it has much. So if really this cross is a buying climax, that means it's let's see how many percent lower from the previous one. So the peak price back in December last year compared to the peak price this current state, it's basically almost 10% lower. It doesn't mean that it won't happen this way, just that, like I said in the beginning, it may be disappointing for some people hoping it to challenge what happened around 2021, but this is not like it for Chainlink. Not that it's completely over, because if it's only the buying climax, there can be upthrust and upthrust of the distribution as well. So we'll have to continue to see whether there's sufficient good news for Chainlink, or new injection, or partnerships, etc. Those news would let crypto go crazy. We see the example of Chronos. So however, be cautious, because when those news come out, it may not be something sustainable. So when the price went crazy and you have taken a good ride, maybe is the chance to consider like taking certain profit. So for Chainlink itself, as of now, I would expect an automatic reaction to come. So what we're seeing now may not be the lowest point. A solid support would be the key level over here at $22. Right now it's still above it, so it may take some time to develop, because the last time after the buying climax, the automatic reaction took 2 weeks to fully digest. So the low point happened the very first week after the climax. However, it stayed at around that level. Even though it rebounded a little, it immediately showed a sign of weakness just 2 weeks later. So this time, if it's really a weaker climax, it may exhibit similar behavior, that it rebound for something quickly and then a sign of weakness immediately follow, then a second test. Only if good news are going to follow, that there's a chance that after this automatic reaction, even though there may be some kind of horizontal trading, there would be a chance for an upthrust. But like I said, some very good news has to happen. Bollinger Band and Kernel squeeze. Currently, there's no squeeze happening. Previously, the squeeze happened and then pushed the price to where we are. That released quite a lot of squeezing pressure. So, to the daily chart. Previously, we have put in these tags and asked whether we're going to see the upthrust of the distribution. And indeed, last Friday, it happened. So we can take out the question mark. The AR3, the automatic reaction after the upthrust of the distribution, I would keep it here first. because I think it's not over yet. Currently the price is trying to seek support around this white dashed line. So this dashed line, last time I draw it, it was based on the peak over here. There was quite a bit of intermediate or like interchange points as well as some peaks over there. So that's why I draw this intermediate support. It's not a key level, but there would be some support provided. So that's why we see both yesterday and today are getting a bit of support around this area. Though this uptrend that I said, especially this long candle pushing the price down, is a signal that some bigger players might have offloaded their shares to whoever FOMO in or buying the dip. So be very cautious what comes next. If it's really coming down for if it's really finishing the distribution cycle and coming down for a sign of weakness, or even to the point where the sign of strength was before it finds support, that would be $19.20 key level. That's the green level over here. So from here to that level, that's a 15% to 16% drop. In the daily chart, a squeeze is about to form. So the bottom edges have already came together. The top edge wouldn't take far if the next 2 days are going to trade very narrow as well. So when that happens, a bigger price move would happen. But obviously in the daily time frame, a bigger move wouldn't be as fierce as a squeeze in the weekly, where we see all these crazy jump of about over 120%, close to 130%. For drops, it can be similar. So daily, it won't be that crazy, but still be careful. So in the daily, last squeeze that went up was 70%, but it was part of the ride within the weekly. So this time, if it really got the squeeze to come down, then I would say at least seek for the first more support, like more solid support at the green level, like I talked about earlier, 19.2, and then let me switch off the Bollinger Band squeeze, and then the next level I guess would be somewhere between the orange and the yellow, because that's where we find more solid trading references. This yellow, yes, there were like automatic reaction, buying climax around those level, but then if it really dies down from this distribution cycle and returns to the accumulation in the daily time frame, then I incline to think somewhere between orange and yellow is more safe when it happens. So let's see whether it's really coming down and finishing this distribution cycle in terms of the daily chart. In weekly, even though it may be disappointing that the buying climax is so low, sometimes it is what it is. So if you want to catch a rebound, that's totally fine. Just remember,